absolutely love the vision. I wrote it down. A reimagined river to connect and serve the diverse communities of LA County. And I want to be connected to the rest of LA County. So just absolutely happy to be here. And like I said, I'm honored to be in a room full of people that are passionate about community. So tonight we'll be sharing the mic, not literally sharing the mic because it's a little mic. But the way that this evening is designed is designed to be able to give voice to the community. So there's different little areas along the room, and the presenters that will be presenting a little bit later will kind of talk about how you can allow your voice and thoughts to be presented in these different areas. So I'm also happy to say that this is the first of 17 different community meetings, and I'm really happy that we're starting here in Canoga Park. That was a very smart decision. We're gonna hit it out of the park because it's the first, and we already have a packed house, and it's like record feet, so setting the bar high, right? So thank you for choosing us. We're very proud. So with us this evening, I want to recognize a few people we have. We have Kevin Taylor from Senator Henry Stern's office. We have Kevin. Being that this project is with the County of Los Angeles, we have several people from the county that are here also with us. I'm looking around the room and I'm seeing a lot of people from the different neighborhood councils. So I want to recognize that neighborhood councils are in the house tonight. Yes. So, our first speaker this evening, so I have two introductions for him. I've got like the official introduction, and then I've got like my introduction. So I'm gonna put this down, I'm gonna kind of do both. Okay, so our first speaker this evening is our council member, Bob Blumenfeld. So the council member from the city of Los Angeles, he represents Council District 3, which covers Canoga Park, Reseda, Winnetka, Woodland Hills, and Tarzana. And he chairs the gang reduction and public works committee for the city. And so that's kind of like his official, right? But my unofficial introduction for the council member is a little bit different because I'm a little confused. I don't know that the council member either has a fast car or he has a twin. Because as you know, I'm very involved in the community. There's something going on, I want to be there, right? I want to be able to support the community, be stronger. But when I go to these community events, I always see the council member there. And when I leave one event to go to the next event, guess who I see? The council member. Already there, talking to the community residents and strategizing for change. And that says a lot, right? And so I appreciate the council member and his responsiveness to what happens within the council district and within our communities. And so even on this hot night, I appreciate that he's here in a suit that looks very hot. And so I don't know, maybe he can answer the question if he has a fast car, or if he has a twin. So without further ado, council member Bob Blumenfeld.
Michelle, thank you for that warm introduction. I always drive the speed limit, law-abiding citizen. Yeah, but Vladimir Putin hooked me up with some extra body doubles, so maybe we'll do that. Michelle, love Michelle. She's an awesome member of this community. When you guys were asking me to find a community member who could MC this, I mentioned Michelle as the go-to because you have been such a great part of this community, not only chairing the neighborhood council, but really working with our youth in such a fabulous way. And the river starts here. It starts right in all of our turf, but right in the turf that you work in. I always like to remind people, Canoga Park is the headwaters. We are the headwaters of the river. And this is important because a lot of times I talk to people downtown and we're talking about the river and other parts of the river, and they forget that the river actually starts somewhere and that we have amenities up here. I've been involved with the river and this vision of the river for, I'm embarrassed to say, but a very long time. When Michelle talked about the last time the plan was updated in '96, I remember that well. I was working at the time for the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy, and we were really active before I was ever elected to office. I might have known Sharon and some other folks back then. And I remember we were trying to convince people that it wasn't just a drainage ditch, that you could have an amenity here, that you could turn, instead of having your back toward the river, you could make your front toward the river, and this vision. And this vision has caught fire over these years. It's been 22 years now we're updating the plan, but that vision is what's been driving it. And so many organizations and people have helped bring that vision to where it is today. And River LA is putting this, put this together. I gotta give you guys props, and let's give them a hand for helping make this happen. All of their work on the river. And the county really driving this. This is the county master plan that we're looking at. There's 51 miles of the river throughout the county. There's about 31 in the city of LA, but it's got to be this joint partnership, not just of the city and the county, but of community and of all the different organizations and interests that run along the river. So it's important to remember that the river begins here. We set the tone. The water starts to flow. For me, I've also been involved in trying to put parks along the river. And some of you know that. We had a big project that we started actually when I was in State Assembly, the Aliso Creek, where the Aliso Creek connects. We have a confluence park there. I was able to get some money for that in Assembly. Then when I became a council member, we got the city to take it over the finish line and build that park out. It's a beautiful park right along the river. We're doing another one, Caballero Creek. We're getting going on that park. And these are all very exciting. But something else I've got to mention, which is, and I noticed on the board where you talked about reasons why people don't go to the river, and most of the dots on the board have to do with safety. And I want to mention that because in order for this vision to come to a reality, we have to have the community support behind it. And one of the things that's worried me lately is that support is starting to wane in some corners because of the security issues. Because a lot of homeless folks have been along the river. There's been other issues. We're trying to get those things cleared up. I just put $100,000 of discretionary money out of my own office account to put toward extra HOPE teams to get more outreach workers along the river and around those areas, because I realize how important that is to the future success of the river and the use of the river. The bike paths up here are amazing. I love going on them with my kids. I do, as some of you I know, Joe and others, have been on the bike rides that we do as an office. But, what's that? And Nancy, yes. Nancy's been, you've been on every single one, Nancy, I think. Every single one. It's been like,
as well as everyone who goes English.
all right, well, he doesn't go along the river though, so we'll put that aside. The point is, that's another aspect of this that we need to think about, but that we can think about. So today we're talking about the river plan. I was talking to some of the county folks. I was out in the river last week, the week before, with county flood control and others to look at the different spots to try to figure out whose jurisdiction is what, because part of the problem we have right now in terms of the maintenance of the river is all the different jurisdictions. Eventually, we've got to smooth that out, have one entity or a very clear MOU so we can maintain that river in a positive way. But we can't get caught up on the here and now issues of how do we get all these things to work. We need to work on those, and I'm working on those, I'm working with the county and other folks. But today is not about just thinking about the immediate issues or problems that we experience on the river. It's about the future. It's about the vision. It's about the master plan. And this is meeting number 1, which is exciting to be as part of the original meeting here. So, that being said, let's see what else I need to introduce here. Talked about the parks. Hey, this is going to be transformative for us. I mean, 51-mile linear park. The New York High Line, forget about it. This is and can be just a project that is nationwide, something that will be a jewel for the nation. So I'm excited about it. Excited about what we can do, what more we can do. We've already done some great parks along this river, and things are moving nicely, but we need to have an updated vision of what we want it to look like and how we want it to function. And I want to thank you all for coming out on a very hot day to share your thoughts, your visions, your ideas of prioritization, and to make this all work, because for this to work, it needs to be a community effort and it needs to be a community vision. And I'm excited by the number of people that are here today to make that happen. So thank you very much. I'll be sticking around for a little while, and enjoy the rest of this process, and thank you for participating.
Thank you, council member. I see we have some people that joined us. There are some seats along up in here. If you want to come have a seat with us. Okay. So next I'd like to introduce from the county, Los Angeles County, Viridiana Velez.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much, Michelle. My name is Viridiana Velez, and I am here on behalf of Supervisor Sheila Kuehl, who represents Supervisorial District 3 for the County of Los Angeles. She recognizes the importance of this meeting and how important this process is to all of you here tonight, and she's very sorry that she couldn't be here, but she definitely wanted to make sure that I was here to represent her and to speak to all of you. Thank you. I echo Councilmember Blumenfield for thanking the county for their work, River LA, and everyone who helped to organize this important first meeting. So as we know, the river is 51 miles, and this meeting, and particularly your input during this meeting, is the first step of our journey toward shaping the future of the Los Angeles River, which is a phenomenal resource that we have here. It's really important, and I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Your input is part of that vision that the county is working toward for the future of the river. And we really, we do have this phenomenal resource here, and it's something that we want to make sure everyone has access to, and that's why it's so important to get feedback along the way and really engage all of you in this process. People that live along the river are going to be the ones most directly affected. All of us here in the county should have access to and be participants in this process. And you're all pioneers, and your feedback will inform and guide us every mile of the river as we go through this process of revitalizing this plan. It's really heartening to see so many of you here out tonight, and it's really inspiring to see that you are here and committed to this work. It's really important and monumentally important to the future of the river. Imagine what the river could be, how it could look, and how we could experience the river here in LA County. We're here for the first of many meetings to help bring that vision to reality. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. So the LA River Master Plan is being carried out through the County of Los Angeles' Department of Public Works. And so with us spearheading the project is Mr. Dan Lafferty.
Thank you, Michelle. First and foremost, I want to echo council members' thanks to all of you for coming out here on such a hot day. The AC is actually on. You might not be able to tell, but it is actually on. And I want to appreciate the fact that you're all here under these conditions to have your voices heard. 1996 was a long time ago. The update is overdue. Our board recognized that. They directed Public Works to begin that process. But this is absolutely a bottom-up process. We're here tonight because it's your vision, it's your desires that we want to hear about, and we want to incorporate into what we're doing as a flood control district to make sure that our facilities are not just achieving the flood mitigation that we've designed them for, but where possible, adding in all of the other elements that the community is looking for and wants to see as part of the LA River. So your participation is absolutely essential to us being able to put together a plan that has meaning and that will guide all of our actions as a government agency for the next 20 to 30 years or so. So thank you once again, and appreciate your participation, and we're really looking forward to the rest of the evening and what you have to say about what should happen on the river. Thank you.
Okay, so now we'll be getting ready for our presentation. And so if you have something to write on, to make little notes, once again, this is an opportunity to be able to really think and dream and share and all that wonderful stuff. So with that, we will be inviting up Ms. Mark Hanna and Jessica Henson, who are the leading consultants on the project, and have a nice presentation for us.
Good evening, and thank you for coming. As Andy mentioned, use the mic.
Use the mic, Mark.
Use the mic, otherwise we won't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can get louder, but I will practice with this. Thank you for coming. I know it was difficult to find parking to get here, and we really appreciate you guys being here tonight. Again, we're here to answer questions that you have, and you'll notice individuals around the room wearing white shirts. Those who came in white shirts, you might be asked a question or two, but more importantly, we're here to hear your ideas and feedback. So we want to know what you're thinking so that we can record it and make sure it gets reflected in the master plan.
So I'm Jessica Henson. I'm with Olin. We're the landscape architects working on the project. Everybody knows who you are.
Mark Hanna with Geosyntec Consultants. We're the prime consultant and co-project manager here with Jessica.
And we know a lot of people have already said this, but we are really thankful that everyone is here. It's a crowded room. There are seats. If you're in a row that has a lot of seats and you could scoot towards the middle so people could fill on the edges, that would be awesome. Because we do have a ton of people. So like if you guys want to come down and will not be offended at all, there's like 15 seats in the first 4 rows. So please make yourself comfortable. Lots open beer, lots open air.
And please make sure you have some water, keep hydrated. There's sandwiches for everybody, chips, and restrooms are over here to the left, so make yourself comfortable.
So tonight, we're going to try to do these 4 things. We're going to do a quick introduction to the master plan, and we're going to try to keep this moving very fast, because we realize this time is very important, and it's 111 degrees. We're going to show you the draft vision and goals. It's really important to know tonight that we are at a draft level right now. We are here to hear what you think about that. These are not finalized. They're going to go through several more iterations with our public meetings like this, as well as with the county. Number 3 is the most important thing, like Mark said, we're doing tonight, is to get your feedback and your input. And then, of course, we want to provide you with information and tools to know what's next in this process.
So some of us may know, some of us don't. The LA River is 51 miles long, and it begins right outside this high school. It runs from Canoga Park all the way down to Longview. And this is what it looks like as it moves along the way. We may all be familiar with this view. This is on the bridge right outside. But as it goes down through the box channel, through Sepulveda Basin, through the soft bottom reaches, down to where it widens out through downtown, and eventually down into the harbor, and where it becomes brackish and seawater.
Over the course of that, the river actually passes through about 17 cities across LA County. Also some unincorporated areas that are managed by LA County, and of course, a whole myriad of LA city neighborhoods, like Canoga Park.
So why does the LA River need an updated master plan? The master plan itself is 20 years old, as you heard. The infrastructure itself is 20 years older. The issues are getting more complex and overlapping, and the information that we've been able to collect over the last 20 years that's been gathered and generated can be applied as we look forward to the next 20, 30, or 50 years. So the 1996 plan, again, it had a wonderful vision and mission. You can look at this, and the Los Angeles River Master Plan provides aesthetic, recreational, environmental values, creating a community resource, enriching the quality of life, recognizing the river's primary purpose for flood control. So again, a very bold mission statement that does live on.
But what we're doing now is we're working on updating that mission, and we're also thinking about what the future vision is for the river. And so thank you for reading the vision work. That was so exciting to hear your excitement for it. But what we think we're all doing together is reimagining what the next 50 or 100 years of the LA River look like. So we're inviting you to reimagine with us, and to also imagine if this vision statement makes sense for how you're thinking about the river. But it's about connecting and serving the diverse communities, which are social communities, neighborhoods, but also ecological communities and ecosystems.
Getting here, as I I mentioned, there is a robust amount of information that's available to us, and we're actually in the process of reviewing this information, and more information is coming in. But we're at 131 different planning, policy, guideline, and design standards, and counting. So, again, that's another piece of input that you can provide. If you're thinking that there's something that you may not have, please do make sure it gets shared with our partners here tonight.
So in addition to all of that information and research that is happening, there are these kind of three really critical parts, and we're thinking of this as like a three-legged stool. The plan does not stand without these critical components. So of course there's the technical design team, that's us and the work we're working on. There's a steering committee, so LA County has assembled a group of about 39 individuals, and they're helping, they're experts, technical experts, and neighborhood experts. But really critical is this green circle, and you see it's part of the process. So over the next 18 months, we are looking for your input to be a fundamental player in how this plan comes together.
So the way you divide up a master plan of this complexity is very difficult. There's a lot of overlap in any way you do it. What we've tried to do is, as best as possible, compartmentalize yet recognize the overlap. And so environment, of course, people, and water. And again, there's a lot of overlap, but you'll see that the stations around the room are also set up kind of in this organization.
So starting with environment, this is really critical because the environment and environmental health is really tied to public health and our well-being as well. And so we're looking at ecosystems, we're looking at nature, we're looking at habitat, we're looking at things like tree cover to better understand what's existing and how that can be improved to make the lives of all LA County residents improve. The next category, which is the people category, is also, this is critical, we have to get this right, because as the river improves, that changes things in communities along the river. And this plan really needs to work with the communities and with the people that are living there so that the benefits of the plan actually benefit the people that live there now. So we need to talk about issues like displacement in a very open way so that we can all understand how we can make an equitable river that actually benefits all of the people that are living along the river right now.
And of course, water, it's a river, right? So there are times when there's too much water, there's times when there's not enough water, there's times when the quality of the water is maybe not what we desire. But understanding that the river itself is there because of times when there is a lot of water. Now, maybe not all of us have seen the river in full banks. Maybe we've only seen it in the last couple of years or even the last 30 years. We've had some big wet years, but we've never seen it in its mighty glory like folks saw it in 1968 or in 1938. So we need to remember that it is a flood control infrastructure, but along with that comes the resource and the values of over 2,000 acres of open space that is there for us to figure out multi-beneficial type projects for all of us.
So we've drafted 6 goals, and again, they are in draft form right now, so we're looking for your input over the next, right now and over the next couple of months. And we're trying to address these different aspects that we've been talking about. Fundamentally, this idea of reinforcing and celebrating local community and culture is something that we think is really important for this to be born, I think, as Dan was saying, out of the communities and with the communities. The second one is to provide a protected and resilient flood management infrastructure. And what that basically means is ensuring that the river channel can continue to protect the safety and well-being of all the residents along the banks. The third is to identify and address potential adverse impacts to housing affordability. And the idea here is to make sure that the people that are living along the river now can continue to afford to live along the river in the future.
The fourth is to provide equitable, inclusive, and safe parks, open space, and trails. Not all 51 miles has the same type of access and trails, and so it's important for us to look at what exists and identify ways that this can be more equitably distributed. The fifth is to support healthy, connected ecosystems. And the sixth is to improve local water supply reliability. much of LA County's water is imported from faraway places, and to have local supplies that are here for us to access locally is an important, critical aspect of all of our water infrastructure here in Los Angeles.
So, like I said, these are draft goals. They were presented as draft to the steering committee a few weeks ago. We're going to present them as draft to you guys now and for another committee meeting. And then given all of that feedback, these are going to be revised this fall. And so please be thinking about what you think might be missing, what you think is great, what really resonates with you, so we can have a conversation about that. So, project schedule. This is a 25-month-long process that we are engaged on. We're in about month 5, 6 right now. This is our first community meeting. We've been gearing up and looking forward to this for a long time, so it's great to see all of you here packing the room tonight. Over the course of that 25 months, we're still in box number 1 over here on the left, where it says we are here. Right now, we're just studying what is here. We're in a process of inventory, seeing what's existing. You'll see a lot of the exhibits around the room. All it's talking about is the current conditions. Late this year and early into next year, we're going to start talking about some design concepts. And then by next spring and summer, we'll be looking at the kind of draft plan ideas. And then by early 2020 is when the first draft will come out for the public to review. And there's actually an entire month of period in there built in for the public to review even that final draft. So at every stage along the process, there are opportunities where we really want and need your review and your feedback. And there's a lot of different ways to do that.
Right, so this is a community meeting. There are 12 of these, so again, as Michelle mentioned, this is number 1. You guys are first, so have a little patience with us, but please follow us along the trail if you desire.
And they'll kind of follow that process, so they won't all be the same. The first few will be the same, the next few will be similar, etc.
Right, and so there's other ways as well. So through digital engagement, we have River Stories, we have a website that's going live in about a week, and through social media, so you can follow us. But the other important part, again, is your input, and the website itself has a place for you to provide your input. You can sign up for mailers, but again, it's the ideas and thoughts that you have on the draft plans, on the draft goals, on the draft vision. I think those are really critical for us to hear from you. And there are large events, so we're gearing up right now for a youth summit this fall. Of course, engaging the youth and bringing their energy into this process. I think it's important because I know we're all part of this, but it's really about them. Localized outreach with community partners, that in itself is partnering with other folks who have their own reach out into the community. We want to make sure that we can utilize their networks and they can utilize our networks to really make this as robust as possible. And at the end of it all, after all the hard work, we will have a civic and cultural festival, so please stay tuned for that as well. Gotta have a little fun.
So what's next? Like we've said, like 18 times, is there a series of 12 of these types of meetings, and we invite you to come back throughout the process to engage in those opportunities. And there's also a brochure that you all got when you came in that tells you a little bit more about who's involved and gives you the website so you can follow the process along that. And what you can see is we really strive to try to get a wide geographic representation during this process for where these meetings will be located. It's exciting to start at the headwaters where it's the literal beginning of the river, but you can see throughout this process we'll be visiting a whole host of different neighborhoods. But tonight specifically has moved from like the formal presentation period of the night into what we really want to get is your input. You'll see that around the room we've set up a series of stations, and I was really excited as people were coming in. We were here a few minutes early. I noticed a lot of people had already started checking those out, and that's great. We have 12 different stations around the room. They're not in any particular order. You don't have to follow 1 through 12. At each station, there are the people in white shirts that can answer questions. We'll be there at certain places to talk in more detail if people want to gather around and understand some of the analysis. But really, this is about gathering as much feedback and input from those of you here tonight as we can. So we provided everything from little dots that you can stick up there to if you feel like nothing in the room captures what you want to say, there's an entire station at station 12 for like what we've missed, and please make sure you visit
with us right now, as we move into this process of answering questions, but again, taking your feedback, we're gonna need you to move the chairs in a little bit so we can make more space around the boards. So as we all get up, you'll notice there's gonna be a little bit of noise. It's gonna take us about 2 minutes, but please go around the room, find those boards that are most, that resonate with you, but also look at the other boards that maybe you wouldn't look at and ask questions. And again, please provide your input. It's the only way we can hear what it is that you guys are looking for.
And whenever you feel like you've visited the stations that are important to you, there's not like another formal thing at the end. We'll give a little like thank you for coming. But if you feel like you've accomplished what you need and you've got given your input, please take a snack and feel free to find some cool air conditioning, sort of thing. It is. So a great question here in the front was if I wanted to look at some of this information, is that on the website? So right now on the website, you can actually go on there and you can see the full presentations of the first 2 steering committees. They've been posted in their entirety. And you'll see that these slides are part of those slides, but there's actually even some more up there if you're really curious.
Many more.
Many more. And a lot of the analysis work is posted. And then I think in a few weeks, the website will get its like robust. Right now, it's got the information, but it's going to get this really robust rollout for the engagement piece, and it's awesome. So it's the same website. So if you look at it today, all the information is there. But if you look at it in a few weeks, 1 to 2 weeks, it's going to be all up and running and all.
It's available. It's available, the information is there.
That's a great question. So please stand up and feel free to